Hello, this is Dr. Rosie Kuhn, and this podcast series is called Aging Like a Guru. I don't know about you, but for me to sit quietly and be present to my stuff is really, really scary and challenging. When I'm most irritated and anxious, I don't want to sit quietly with myself and just listen and pay attention and be with me. I want to do something. I want to say something. I want to be distracted. I want something other than just to be with myself. But the truth is that when I'm in that state, I'm being much more reactive, and I'm reacting to my restless, irritable discontent, and I'm not able to actually be in my wisdom. And what we know about gurus, and the most likely our inner guru, is that inner guru has a capacity, and most gurus have a capacity, great capacity, to sit in silence and stillness and do 2 or 3 things while they're doing that. One is being in a state of prayer. And prayer is when we are, in essence, talking to our highest knowing, our highest truth. That could be God, that could be the universe, it could be oneness, it could be someone that you know that you kind of trust and believe in, but somewhere there's a prayer. And in that prayer is the communication of, here's what I'm in, here's what I want, here's what I need, here's what I'm afraid of, how can you help me out? And meditation is a time of listening. We're quieting ourselves so that we can hear the wisdom that is, the wisdom that's part of us, the part of the universe. And because we're universal beings, we're part of the universe, that wisdom is in us always, always. And so when we're in a state where we're reactive or unsure about what to do, when we can quiet ourselves, pray for some wisdom, if you will, the wisdom to know what to do, wisdom to know how to be in the situation, then we can just stop and listen. But it's really, really challenging. I'm sure you would agree with me. So here's an example. Yesterday, I was reading through my emails, and somebody emailed me and created and invited me to come to the Bay Area to do a workshop on aging like a guru. And to tell you the truth, it's one of my biggest dreams, isn't it? Wouldn't it be fun to go and talk to people and communicate and engage with people to empower them to age like gurus? Sounds like a lot of fun. And then when I got this invitation, I felt resistance show up. I felt like my heels were starting to dig in, like, no way am I going. Hell no, I'm not going. And I thought, well, that's a really strange reaction, because I've wanted to, facilitate trainings and retreats and workshops. I've always wanted to do that. So here's an opportunity, and I find myself digging in and getting anxious and worried and upset. And I go, well, this is really strange. And so I could I could see how my mind was doing what it was doing. Like, you're going to run out of time, and you're going to be so busy doing things that you're not going to have time for painting and relaxing and enjoying and sitting and being. And I saw this and this fear element of me. And I said to myself, okay, you got the wisdom. You've got the wisdom to calm down and be in this in a way that's more intelligent than just reactive and fearful and afraid of whatever's going to happen. And so I calmed myself down, but the thought that, okay, you've got the wisdom and you got to listen to your own wisdom, that was the message that I was giving to myself. You got to listen to your own wisdom here and not be reactive about what you're afraid might happen, because the truth is I'm in control. And I'm empowering myself to have the life I want, not the life that somebody else may want for me, or, all of those kinds of stories. So last night I just kind of quieted myself down, but it was a lot of training. It took a lot of exercise, to really stay present to, it's okay. Everything's okay right now. I don't have to make a decision. Life isn't going to be upheaved. That's not the word, but things aren't going to dramatically change just because I say yes to one workshop in California. But that was the fear. So this morning I sat with myself, as I always do, with the book Oneness, and just sat and really looked at what it is that I'm afraid of and and what that's all about. So the point of this story is to say each of us has dilemmas that show up constantly in our life, constantly at choice. We're constantly being asked to look at things and choose what's true for us and how we want to be and what we want in our lives. And quite often we'll go to consultants or advisors or look to other people to say, what should I do? What should I do? When in fact, we have the wisdom to know. And it takes intelligence. This is the other big word. We don't use, when I was reactive last night, I was not in a state of intelligence. I couldn't actually think from an intelligent place. I was just being emotional and anxious, and my body was, upset with the thought of going someplace. And I go places all the time, but in this particular case, I was reactive, and I didn't have access to my intelligence. And when we can access our intelligence, we can calm down. It's much like a parent or an adult talking to a child, and a child doesn't have the same level of intelligence available that an adult can have. So listening for intelligence as opposed to emotionality, that's a big deal. It's a big deal. I have clients who are constantly in circumstances that create a reaction in them, and they're upset and they're in crisis and they want to react. They want to do the next thing as opposed to calming down, quieting, digesting the situation, looking at it from a higher overview so that they can get perspective and answer the call, if you will, from a place of wisdom. And as we age, we have more and more opportunities to be in these circumstances where these dilemmas show up, where these opportunities to look at what we really want and what we say we want and how we want to evolve into that, whatever that is. For me, I grew up in a family of 9, and it was chaotic and crazy and complex and emotional almost all the time. And I had to train myself towards a state of stillness and quiet and be able to listen to myself as opposed to all of the noise of a large family. And I created the complexity and the craziness throughout most of my life. But over the last decade specifically, I've learned to quiet myself and be able to be in a state of stillness for short periods of time. But I'm able to listen to myself. And I think we have that opportunity to do that and train ourselves. And, part of the intention of these podcasts is to say, hey, you can empower yourself to train yourself to be with yourself in a way that is supportive and loving, and you're really respecting and honoring your wisdom, your inner guru. And that's what I want for you. And I also want for you to be curious about your willingness to be still with yourself. Watch the anxiety, watch the irritability show up, watch I really just wanted to distract myself with movies and TV shows because I didn't want to feel the feelings. But I know that when I'm in it and I'm experiencing the feelings I'm feeling, it's like, again, an adult sitting with a child with much compassion to say, what's it really like inside for you? And what do you need? I'm here for you. And that's a really, really beautiful gift that we give ourselves when we can be quiet, when we can be in prayer, when we can be in meditation, when we can listen for the inner wisdom. So that's pretty much it for now. The stirrings of the call to do workshops in California, I'm excited about that, and we'll see what happens. But that moment of listening and being present to the fear, the part of me that's afraid, and being compassionate about that. I want that for you, that you have the courage and the strength and the wisdom to sit with that part of you that's much younger emotionally and needs your support and needs your ear to listen. All right, that's it for now. I've got a website, theparadigmshifts.com. Would love you to visit there. I've got books, videos, and more, blogs, and also the Facebook page, Aging Like a Guru. You're welcome to leave comments there or tell stories, or if you have questions, I'd love to hear them. And I'd love if you're interested in being interviewed by me on this show, just let me know. You can email me at rosie@theparadigmshifts.com, and I'll be happy to get back to you as soon as I can. All right, big hugs. Bye for now.